We're setting out to start a business from scratch and bring it to profit within 60 days. The risks are real, failure is an option, and even we don't know what's going to happen next. This is 60 Day Startup.
So we've revealed our brand. We've made some content. We've designed all the inserts.
Why don't we talk about what some of those inserts look like then?
Let's do it.
We've even received our first example product.
So I think it's going to end up looking really cool for people.
Now we've built a funnel. All right, so what the heck is a funnel? Welcome to week 5 of 60 Day Startup, which shall herein be known as the pivot.
Which is funny because we actually had some people joking with us that if we're really doing a show about startups, we need to have a pivot at some point. And we were like, yeah, okay, that's cute.
You're right.
We're not going to try to pivot.
And then completely unplanned, hey, guess what? There's a pivot. And for you guys that don't kind of understand or have your mind in startup language all the time, a pivot isn't like a dance move.
It could be.
It could be, but we're not referencing said dance move. So a pivot
or a basketball move.
A pivot with a startup means that you now have new information that is clarifying your potential offer, your potential audience. That happens pretty much in the middle of building towards one direction, and you decide, hey, this was the thing, but now we're going to pivot over here.
Right. And to be fair, it's not like we're pivoting from custom journals to cryptocurrency or on-demand artisan Greek yogurt delivery or anything like that.
Right.
We're still in the same space.
Yeah.
So it's not a tried and true industry pivot.
Right. We're not doing a pirouette.
Right.
We're doing a pivot.
Yeah.
If you remember last week, we received this journal.
Right.
Right? And we were kind of gaga over it and said, great, we love this. Here's what we like about it. There's buttons and snaps, and we like the leather and that kind of thing. And we've been working with it for a couple days and noticed some things we weren't so crazy about.
I think this was the first one we saw, and I definitely do not like the gap between here and the leather itself.
How much space is between here? It's very...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You can fit your arms through there.
I can fit my arm through.
It's like a large leather bracelet.
Yes.
This is more closed than this one. This
Less of a big gap space.
Yeah. This is less floppy, but still, I think it needs a hard cover.
Okay.
This thing shows marks and wear real quick.
Oh yeah. Just my thumbnail could make a mark on it that's not going to go away.
Right. And I think I had this in my bag for 4 days, and it looked like it had been in someone's military rucksack for 5 years.
We had another one on order that was going to come anyway.
Right.
And that's this guy. And if anything, it's almost even further in that direction. If you can see in this one, it's got the same issue happening there. In fact, I just made a mark on it, my thumb again.
You ruined it.
On the table, it's nice. I think in my lap, it makes my handwriting terrible.
Okay, because it's
Because there's no stiff binding, so it ends up just taking the shape of my leg.
Right. What do you think? Easier, harder?
Oh, definitely no.
Wasn't an easy, right?
Yeah, that's a no. You try this way, but it's
in.
still, when you come up here, it'll go.
It'll flip back.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the other thing about this is, even if it wasn't so fragile, the feedback we were getting from our team in the office and our wives and other friends, we were letting people kind of take this and hold it and use it. They were saying, this is really masculine. I don't know if I would want to throw this in my purse or my bag or take it around town.
I think it's a little, I'd use it, but many of my girlfriends would definitely not go for this because it's a little too masculine.
In week number 2, when we did our market research, we found out that of people that are into this journal thing, about 2/3 of them are women.
Right.
So to come out with a product that is very distinctly masculine would probably be a bad call.
Yeah. There's some other features about it too that they brought up that I think are really great points, and that I think we might have been a little too close to the product to see them.
That is something that is so common when you're in your own head and you're developing this product and you got your head down in the details. What's the leather going to be like? What's the paper going to be like? You're not asking the bigger questions of why leather?
Right.
Why a container at all?
Right.
It definitely is advantageous to take those assumptions and stress test them at different points in your journey.
I think from your feedback and all the feedback we've received from users, we've kind of decided this might not be the way to go for OneBook. We realized that something like this was way easier to write on in lap. It was kind of nice and bound. It would lay flat, that kind of deal.
Gotcha.
The hard part here was how do we customize something like this to go with the philosophy of OneBook?
You and I made the assumption that we can't create a more printed journal that is also customizable. We didn't stop to think about, hey, we could maybe build a software interface to allow people to customize their journal on the front end, and they receive this very nice finished product that's printed and bound, and they can, put it on their bookshelf after they're done with it, but it's completely customized to their needs.
The idea here would be that you could order the same one over and over again. Or if you ordered it in one customization and then came back afterwards and decided, you know what, that wasn't the right one for me. Let me switch this page over here. Let me switch this one over there.
I definitely like that idea better. And it's weird because you would think having the leather bound where you put the inserts in yourself would be more customizable, but that definitely feels more personal. The new idea feels more personal because you're you order it online, you put it together how you want it, and then when you get it, it was put together for you. I like that.
And our goal in this whole thing was to be able to take the 5 to 6 journals that I use during the day and to combine them into one item so that I don't have to have my college ruled and my blank paper and my devotional journal, and I stack them up and have to use one for each different item. We're literally going to let you put all of that into one thing.
Yeah.
I like that. And also, OneBook makes it look like a book.
It is finally a book.
It's a book.
It is not one binder. It is OneBook.
Yes.
So I'm super excited. It does mean that we have a little bit of work to do.
Right. So let's have some real talk about that, shall we?
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, obviously we run an agency and we shoot this show pretty much on our own with the help of a small editing team.
Right.
And we also start this business all at the same time.
Right. So it's basically businessception in the fact that OneBook is a business inside 60 Day Startup, which is a business which is started by 12 South Marketing, a business.
Which is
it's like a Russian Matryoshka doll of businesses.
It's exactly what that is. We're basically spending maybe 1/8 of our time on OneBook.
Right.
Maybe 1/4 of our time on 60 Day Startup.
Right.
And then we run a business. We run an agency.
Right.
And then we have families and things to go back to at home.
What you're getting at here is that if you do have a day job and you're thinking, oh, I can't do this, I have a 9 to 5, I have a family at home, it's not going to take that much time out of your week.
Yeah.
Just wake up a little bit earlier, get a couple hours to yourself on the weekend, and you can absolutely spin this up in your spare time, in that extra time, because like you said, it's only taking maybe 1/8 of our time to work on the actual business of OneBook. Entrepreneurship sometimes is like jumping off the cliff and building the parachute on the way down.
Yeah. Well, we have a lot of work to do this week, so why don't we just get to it?
Let's get to it. They would charge us about $1,000 for 25 books.
$1,000 for 25 books?
Well, they just said the setup fee is the same whether you make 25 or 1,000 books.
Ah. It's been a busy week.
It has been a busy week, yeah.
But maybe not with as much traction as we want.
Well, it's not that we didn't have traction. It's just that we had traction on things that we already did.
Yeah.
We did it for a leather journal.
Yep.
And now we're doing it again for...
A book?
Yeah. The same product, but a different product entirely. I gotta say, it was a little bit of a frustrating week for me because I had to have these introductory conversations with a whole new batch of manufacturers, with a whole new batch of terminology, and trying to actually get them to believe that I'm not just someone who's yanking their chain, even though what actually happened to the last batch of manufacturers that I completely yanked their chain. I mean,
the work we've done up to this point, the last 5 weeks that we've done, or the last 4 weeks, and then this 5th week, gives us a lot of traction and a lot of knowledge we didn't have beforehand.
Oh yeah.
About how people are going to use this book, because we've done a lot of user testing now with
That's
actual
huge.
devices, with our actual inserts.
Right.
I think if anything, it proves for us the validity of the content and the inserts that we want to do in this.
The further that we've been getting into developing this product, the more you and I and everyone else who's been part of the process is like, I want this in my hand. I want to start using it 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know, and so at least I know that we have a great product. It's just not made yet. It's almost there.
Yeah. So the thing to take away from this week for me, I guess, is that you need to be okay with going back and reflecting and reviewing what you've done to make sure that you're doing the right thing.
And something you said to me earlier this week that really struck me, when you're like working on your own idea and you keep your head down and you commit to it to the point where you're not accepting user feedback or these other sort of external signs that are saying, hey, you might not be on the right path, you are destined for failure. I cannot wait to get a version of this new thing in our hands so we can go full steam ahead.
Yeah, I just want to write in it.
There you go.
That's all. I'm like you. I'm the guy that wishes I had my OneBook to plan out, the next episode.
Yeah.
You guys, thank you for sticking around. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube if you're watching there. Follow us on Facebook and come back next week to check out what's happening in 60 Day Startup.
And if you want to hit us up and have any questions about what the heck is going on, what we're talking about when we talk about funnels, retargeting, software stack, anything like that, please find us in 60 Day Startup Lab. That is our Facebook group where we talk about all this kind of stuff all the time. We'd love to see you there.